On the planet Vegeta, a powerful warrior had been born with a power that exceeded 10,000 power units, which was crazy for a newborn because his parents, Bardock and Didn, were low-class Saiyans who were surprised. I can't believe Kakarot's power even surpasses mine already. His power is amazing.
I agree with you, Bardock, but in the same way he needs the incubator machine, since being born prematurely he's not able to breathe by himself.
I agree with you, Didn. At least he should be in the incubator for about 2 months.
Yes, Bardock. I hope you'll find yourself here when Kakarot's able to leave.
I'll do my best to see the future legendary Saiyan. Bardock, along with his squadron, had gone to conquer several planets by the orders of the great Frieza. However, in one of their missions, they were able to wipe out all the inhabitants. Wow, the power of these warriors aren't high, but the mental power they were able to execute is insane. It wasn't high at all. That happens to you since you haven't dedicated to your training. Although rumors say that it's because you're with your son.
Is it rumors that your son's been able to be born with 10,000 powers? Is that true?
Before Bardock's able to respond, one survivor would come out of Bardock's back, being able to almost knock him out of combat with a single blow. One of his companions was able to throw a huge sphere of energy, but despite being disintegrated, he kept walking towards Bardock. With a small blow that I've been able to connect with you, you will be able to observe the destruction of your race. No matter how many years pass, you will see how they become extinct. Stop saying stupid stuff, you worm. Good for nothing. Bardock, with a great attack, was able to disintegrate him entirely. But before they were able to celebrate, Bardock would fall out of combat. Although the blow seemed harmless, the damage he caused was crazy. So his companions would take him to the recovery capsule. But while Bardock recovered, he saw little Kakarot as it was his childhood, adolescence, as he even saw Frieza become the legendary Super Saiyan. However, everything in the wake of destruction became much more powerful Saiyan, and having the instinct of destruction, every planet, city, or warrior that crossed his path was eradicated. Apparently, he has completely recovered. It's time for him to come out of the capsule. All the water would be drained, to which Bardock would quickly open his eyes. What the hell was that? What did that bastard tell me? It can't be true. Bardock, are you feeling well, or do you want to continue resting a little more? No, don't worry, I feel completely recovered already. Bardock would dress again in his combat attire, going home, since that same day Kakarot turned 2 months in the incubator. But upon arrival, he would have a vision which Emperor Frieza destroys his entire planet. I can't take this lightly, as even I have some time becoming aware of Frieza's intentions.
Bardock, you've arrived! Kakarot's not awake yet, but he has grown so much since the last time you saw him. What do you think? He has the same hair.
Didn, now we're sending Kakarot to planet Earth, since I have a bad feeling about Frieza. I'm sure he's about to betray us.
What did you say? How do you think to say something like that? Don't you see he's just a baby? Even if he's already able to breathe on his own, he won't be able to survive.
He'll survive, since his power is more than 10,000 power units. I'll even send him to planet Earth in which there's no powerful warriors.
I hope all this is a great plot, as I don't wish to send Kakarot.
Didn, if nothing happens in a while, I'll go and get him myself. Don't you think that he wants to send Kakarot to another planet? But I have a bad feeling.
It's okay, Bardock, I trust you. But please, if nothing you say happens, promise that you'll get him.
I swear on my life, Didn, I won't let Kakarot grow up without his parents.
But Bardock, what do you think if we send him to his brother Raditz?
That's impossible, Didn. As far as I understand, Raditz is on a mission with the Prince of the Saiyans, Vegeta.
I understand. In that case, let's do it, Bardock. I trust you.
That same night, Bardock was able to steal a capsule and send Kakarot to another planet. So when he arrived, Bardock and Didn would observe Kakarot for the last time, and Bardock would place his hand on the capsule just like Kakarot. My dear Kakarot, you have to survive. I trust you. Defeat the tyrant of Frieza. The ship would clear completely, going to planet Earth. On the other hand, on the planet Vegito, after only 2 days, Frieza gathered all the sailings on the planet.
It's time to finish with those damn monkeys. And by the way, with a damn child who's able to be born with more than 10,000 power units, I'm sure he would be a great threat in the future.
A huge sphere of energy was beginning to approach the planet. While Bardock with all his power tried to face it, it was impossible for him, because the power of the evil emperor was complete madness. After a few seconds, Bardock's attack would perish completely, and so the destruction of Planet Vegeta was imminent.
Ho ho ho! How beautiful are those fireworks! I'm finally done with those damn annoying monkeys!
Meanwhile, Kakarot continued on, and after a while, he'd been able to reach planet Earth, in which, when he got there, he would form a small destruction through the forest in which he arrived. But no one noticed his arrival since it was a completely desolate place. But an old man named Gohan was able to notice a great brightness in the middle of the forest.
Oh, but what will that big glow in the middle of the nowhere be?
Gohan would approach, realizing that it was a baby, but being able to carry him in his arms, he'd realize how the baby had a tail, and without it, he would take him home. But Kakarot, with the typical Saiyan behavior, made his care very complicated, until Goku had a fall and hit his head, not leaving him out of combat. In this story, it wouldn't happen since his grandfather was able to hold him with great difficulty, making Kakarot not fall into that big ravine.
That's big close. I can't believe I was able to save him even though I almost fell with my little Goku.
So a few years passed in which Goku had noticed a great training that his grandfather carried out. Joining him, however, the time passed, Kakarot's power continued to grow in a great way. So one day, he decided to end his grandfather's life.
It's time to end this damn old man's life, since I can't stand him. I hate his behavior, he talks. I want to destroy everything in my path.
Kakarot, without any difficulty, had been able to end his life, taking a very different path, arriving to a city in which, being the full moon, Kakarot accessed his Ozaru state, destroying everything around him. But he wasn't able to control himself at all. His destruction wouldn't stop until the morning the next day.
My head hurts a little. I've noticed that I've been able to access the Ozaru state, the Saiyan transformation, but I have to be able to control it.
Kakarot would again access the forest, which he'd begin a great meditation to be able to control his Ozaru state. At the end of the 4 months, Goku would access the Ozaru state again, being able to control 90% of it.
Although I am transformed in this form, I'm able to reason and speak. I've been able to become much more powerful, but I want even more power.
Kakarot in this state would begin to destroy hundreds of cities, leaving them to dust. Meanwhile, the innocent lives, one day, Kakarot was able to run to the powerful Master Roshi.
What's the matter with you, old man? Don't you see where you're walking? You better apologize or end your life right now. What a challenge for any more impertinent. Don't you know who I am? I don't know, and I don't care. But at this moment, you've been able to irate me, so end your life.
Kakarot pounced on Master Roshi, but to his surprise, Master Roshi was able to dodge all his punches. Because Goku was much more powerful, he still did not have the experience for combat.
I can tell your heart is full of evil, and despite being a child, I will not have mercy on you. I plan to end up with a great technique.
Master Roshi was able to increase his musculature, while in the palm of his hand an incredible power began to collect, which would leave Kakarot amazed, because despite not feeling any of his power, everything around him was shaking.
But what the hell is that damn old man doing?
Master Roshi would throw his iconic technique against Kakarot, completely covering him, but his power was much more superior to that of Master Roshi. He wasn't able to end his life. But Kakarot was able to learn the technique just seeing it because he was a prodigy, and learning a simple human technique wasn't a big deal.
At this moment, I'll leave you alive, because thanks to you, an inept old man, I'm able to learn a new technique. What? How are you able to survive my most powerful technique? And don't say stupid things. It would be completely impossible for you to learn a technique just by watching it. I don't want to end your life right now, but look at the fleet of boats coming there. On them, I'll try the new technique you taught me.
Kakarot would concentrate, being able to create a small sphere in his hands, but the more energy he concentrated, that sphere became larger, which at that moment would throw his technique, being much more powerful than that of Master Roshi, destroying everything in his path. The entire fleet was underwater.
In a short time period, I plan to end your life, so you better become much more powerful. If you have a technique, I could leave you living with something more.
Kakarot would leave at a great speed, but for some mountains in which they would face multiple warriors of a society called the Red Patrol. But it didn't matter what they did, since each of their warriors were very weak on the one side of Kakarot.
No matter what I do, I have to be able to become much more powerful. I have to avenge the death of my parents and end Frieza. I must become the Emperor of Evil.
Kakarot would train. However, there were rumors they were able to take him to the Tower of Master Karen, which Kakarot on this occasion was much more powerful and able to climb it with no problem, being able to reach with a peculiar warrior which had appearance of a cat.
You're the Master Karen. That is so much talked about. You don't look like a simple cat. Ending your life would be something simple.
Master Karen, despite using each of his tenets, was not able to do anything against that Saiyan boy, who was able to drink the sacred water. Kakarot had felt great pain through his body, falling unconscious, but after a few hours Kakarot would wake up.
What the hell was that water? It knocked me out completely.
Kakarot didn't realize his power increased a little. He realized that at the top of the place he was at, there was a place much further away, but he wasn't able to fly, so climbing at that time was impossible for him.
I'm sure there must be a much more powerful warrior in that place, since in that case he shouldn't be so far away. But for now, I have to leave to destroy the cities that I find around me.
Kakarot was about to destroy a city, then he realized in 3 years, a martial arts tournament would be held in that city, so very powerful warriors from different parts would come to the tournament to show their skills and get a name.
I've changed my mind. Although I'm currently 12, I want to see the warriors who participated are capable of, so I'll go to the mountains.
Kakarot would cease its destruction, entering the mountains, in which, in the same way, he would begin his great training to break his limits. Without knowing it, a powerful warrior was freed who was looking for eternal youth.
If this body I'm still is very powerful, when I get to the eternal youth, no matter what warrior gets in front of me, I'll end him.
This is how Piccolo would get hold of the Dragon Balls, being able to hold the eternal youth, making his power soar in an incredible way.
Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.